This is my review for Black and Blue. It stars Naomie Harris. As you know, Naomie Harris, she was in that, I think she was in Cloverfield Paradox, or was that Goo Goo and About the Rob? I think she was in Cloverfield Paradox. I can't remember. But I know for a fact she was in 28 Days Later. Now, if you haven't seen that, you need to see it. It's Halloween. You need to watch 28 Days Later. That is one of the top 5 zombie movies of all time. You need to see 28 Days Later. I don't know if that's where she got her start, but I know that's the first place I saw Naomie Harris, and she did an amazing job in that movie. She did a great job in this movie as well. The only thing about this movie is I feel like she needed a cough drop the whole time they were filming this movie, and nobody gave her one. Like she didn't do bad at all. She always does a great job, but I felt like she needed a cough drop, and nobody wanted to give her one. And there's like, no, just keep rolling. Like you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's like, just keep rolling when he forgets the line. Like that's what happens with Naomie Harris. She's like, I need a cough drop. Like just keep going, just keep acting. That's what I feel like is like she's talking with a sore throat the whole movie while trying to give utmost performance that she can give. She's trying, like, I think she's British too, so, you know, British sore throat and trying to play an American, and I think they're in, like, New Orleans or something, just, like, that's just the whole time, I'm a cop, like, okay. But that's what's going on. Naomie Harris, sore throat, black and blue. That's why they call it black and blue, because her throat's black and blue, because I think somebody punched her in the throat because she has sore throat the whole movie. It was black and blue. We got Naomie Harris, who plays a cop. She was in the military. She comes back. She's a cop. We got Tyrese Gibson. He plays a guy who just works at the store. He knew her before she left. But we got Nafessa Williams. You know her from Black Lightning. Amazing job as Thunder in Black Lightning. She did a good job in this movie. The movie is directed by Deon Taylor. He directed Intruder, which I kind of liked, didn't really like that much. It was kind of stupid. He also directed this movie, and then he directed Traffic. So I loved Traffic. I didn't really care for Intruder. And then he directed Meet the Blacks, which is decent. So he's been all over the place with his movies. I love Traffic. If you haven't seen Traffic, watch it. It's an amazing movie. It was really well done. I love that movie. Excuse me. We got Frank Grillo in here, you know, Crossbones from the MCU. He was in The Purge, Anarchy. Frank Grillo plays like the same gritty, like he's got some kind of dude that you know is going to shoot somebody in the movie or beat somebody up. Like that's what he does. I'm shooting you or beating you up. I'm Frank Grillo. That's all I do. Like that's what he is. He's not like John Bernthal who grunts all the time, but Frank Grillo, like he looks like he's about to fight you and shoot you, like when he sees you. That's just he's typecasted. We got who else is it? Oh, so to me the worst casting of the movie was Mike Colter, and it's not because he's not a bad actor at all. It's the character they gave him. Mike Colter is, you know him as Luke Cage. He can play a good guy well. I think he can play a villain well. But not only was he playing a villain, so I couldn't really take him serious, but he had a grill. Like, whoever decided to give this man a grill, that was the worst decision ever. He could barely talk over the grill. I could barely take him serious when I saw the grill. He had like a grill at the top, but not at the bottom. I couldn't take him serious. He had a grill in his mouth. And you're already not intimidated. Like, he's big, but you're Luke Cage. It's like, you're like, oh, brother, man, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're a good dude. Like at the end of Luke Cage season 2, if you've seen it, he did a great job with that. But like being a villain in this movie, like being a gangster boss dude, like no, like that you didn't. Who cast you as this? Who did this to this man? Also, taking somebody who was bulletproof, like I'm always seeing you as bulletproof. So like in movies now, when you're not bulletproof, it's like, what are you doing? But like, I just feel like somebody else he could have been a different role. Like he could have played. Tyrese did an amazing job too. Tyrese acted his butt off in this movie. Tyrese did a great job. Mike Colter could have played his part, and I feel like Tyrese could have played his part, and it would have went even better. The message of the movie is something I try to get across to people all day. I'm gonna talk about that later. But Mike Colter just as the villain, I didn't really feel it. I couldn't take him serious. And then one scene, he says the N-word, and it seems like he just struggled so hard to say the N-word. Like, the Luke Cage of him came out. Like, he just didn't want to say the N-word. I don't know what it was so funny. But the message of the movie is basically how everybody is a person and anybody can be capable of doing anything, which is a great message. I try to tell people that all the time. Like, no matter what nationality, what race you are, anybody can be capable of doing anything to you at any moment. Also, not looking at people differently just because of who or what they do. Like, they're people just like you. Their actions. Another thing too, like especially like with celebrities and things like that. Somebody, no matter who you are, your actions are still your actions. Like, murder is murder. Assault is assault. Anything like any of that, theft is theft. Like, no matter who you are, your actions are your actions. You did that. You chose to do that. You have consequences for your actions. You made those choices, just like anybody else will make those choices. And there's consequences for those actions that you take. And that's kind of one of the other messages that the movie has. I try to tell people this all the time. I see people and myself as individuals, and I feel that anyone is capable of anything. So I take you how you are. I treat everyone with respect until shown otherwise. But I will not judge. Like, everybody can be prejudiced to a certain point. It's if you give in to those prejudices. Like me, I won't give in to that. Like, I won't treat somebody differently because of who they are. Like, I'm not going to treat you differently because you are. I may mess with you, joke about it, just like you can joke about me and my stuff, but I'm not going to, like, literally treat you different just because of who you are. I'm going to treat you the same until you prove me otherwise. And that's how we should be. Just like, I know there's a lot of stuff going on with the cops. That's what this movie really wanted to touch on, with cops and how they're treating minorities, mainly black people, in the movie, and like how black people view cops. And I understand it, but also you have to understand, like with Naomie Harris's character, she's a black cop. Just because, you have to look at it this way, just because you're a black cop doesn't mean that black cop is going to treat you differently just because you're black. Also, just because the cop is white doesn't mean the cop's going to treat you a certain way just because they're white. Like, it depends on the person. There's good cops. There's people who care about the oaths that they take and care about actually protecting and serving. And there's people who just want to be a cop for power reasons and things like that. And we've been seeing in the media, those are the type of people that we've been seeing. But there's also people that actually care about their job and want to do it the right way and don't judge and treat other people ways that they shouldn't just because they're in a position of power. But basically, the movie has a great message. The movie itself isn't that great. I say it doesn't execute that well. It's not that as good as it could have been. I feel like it could have been great, but it's just good. Like, it's just decent. I say see it when you see it. It's definitely not like instant red box and stuff. But if you feel like you want to see it, like I said, the acting, besides her needing a cough drop, besides Mike Colter trying to be a bad guy, everything was decent. Like, Tyrese did his job, Frank Grillo did his job, the other cop guys, they did their job. So definitely thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, dislike, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget about the comment and subscribe for the giveaway. Thank you guys so much.